Spokane, interestingly enough, did something last November. They put on the ballot, and it didn't win yet, but they're going to run it again. Last November, for the first time, they tried to amend the county charter of Spokane with a community bill of rights that they put to the voters. And it was massively opposed by, as you can imagine, corporations. I'll just read you the headlines of this community bill of rights. This is also something that you could do. You could amend the Portland or Multnomah city or county charter and create a new community bill of rights. That's constitutional authority for you, which you can then defend under law. Residents have the right to a locally based economy. Residents have the right to affordable, preventive health care. Residents have the right to affordable and safe housing. Residents have the right to affordable and renewable energy. The natural environment has the right to exist and flourish. Residents have the right to determine the future of their neighborhoods. Workers have the right to be paid the prevailing wage and the right to work as apprentices. Workers have the right to employer neutrality when unionizing and the right to constitutional protections within the workplace. Residents, workers, neighborhoods, neighborhood councils, and the city of Spokane shall have the right to enforce this community bill of rights. So residents get direct enforcement authority. That's very interesting. And lastly, I'll bet some of you know what's happening in Ecuador over the last few years. It's really extraordinary. Again, the rights of nature. In September of 2008, the National Congress of Ecuador, adopted via a vote an amendment to their federal constitution. And it was then passed through a majority vote of the voters of the entire nation of Ecuador shortly thereafter. And they've added to the Ecuador Constitution for the very first time recognizing the rights of nature. This is in the federal constitution of a country now. So again, they're pushing rights into their defining documents. Here's just a few sentences from that. Rights for nature, Article 1. Nature, or Pachamama, where life is reproduced or exists, has the right to exist, persist, maintain itself, and regenerate its own vital cycles, structure, functions, and its evolutionary processes. Any person, people, community, or nationality may demand the observance of the rights of the natural environment before public bodies. Article 2, nature has the right to be completely restored. Article 4, the introduction of organisms and organic and inorganic material that can alter in a definitive way the national genetic heritage is prohibited. It's in the Constitution of Ecuador. So what are our laws around nature? Well, they're really the flip side of this. In the United States, in Oregon, in the county, in the city, nature is property so far. We can change that. So under existing law, people who are trying to defend ecosystems can only recover the damages based on their loss of use of that ecosystem. And ownership under current law of property carries with it the right to destroy ecosystems. And that's really extraordinary. But that's our norm. I want people to think as boldly as they can today and tomorrow and the next day, and contemplate what it would be like to stretch yourselves beyond your activist organizations, beyond seeing yourselves as being powerful justice consumers in voting with your dollars, and imagine yourselves as the sovereign people, as we the people who govern ourselves. There is no power larger, higher, with more authority than us. And I'm going to ask us to stand up, and I'm going to lead you in a chant. And I thank you very, very much. I want this to be unbelievably loud. We the people. We are we the people. We are we the people. We are we the people. We govern ourselves. We govern ourselves. We govern ourselves. We govern ourselves. We are the sovereign people. 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 We are frequently the majority of the people. We are frequently the majority of the people. We are the sovereign people. We are the sovereign people. We govern ourselves. We govern ourselves. Thank you so much.